Are you a sufferer of mid and upper back pain? Pain that's sometimes right between the shoulder blades? If you answered yes, stay tuned. In this video, we're going to give you 4 simple to do exercises at home to immediately start getting some relief from that mid and upper back pain. Welcome back to another episode of Physio Tips with Mauro. I'm your host, Mauro Burnett. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a board-certified orthopedic specialist in physical therapy and the owner of Australian Physiotherapy Specialist, located in Jacksonville, Florida. For today's episode, we're going to tackle mid and upper back pain, that pesky pain that many of us have gotten in the past that can kind of get you right between the shoulder blades or maybe a little bit above the bra line. For this type of disorder, you could easily have some tightness in possibly the joints where your ribs meet the spine or in the thoracic spine itself. So for this episode, we're going to give you 2 simple exercises that will help decrease pain and improve range of motion. And then we're going to give you 2 more exercises that will help strengthen and prevent future episodes of mid-back pain. Let's get into the first exercise, and we'll look at that next. All right, for our first exercise for relief and for the mid and upper back pain, we're going to take a tennis ball, place it inside of a sock. This is kind of an old trick that's been around for a long time. And then what I can do is place that over my shoulder, right over my trigger point area, right? And then I can kind of get up against a wall here, find my trigger point. There we go. And then I gently press back into it. You could do like an oscillation where I press, release, maybe do that for 15, 20, 30 seconds. You can work it all the way up your back. I think all of us have had this knot before, right? Right between your shoulder blades. I know I've had it before as well. Lots of my patients have it. Or another technique that you can do is you gently press into the ball and then maybe hold it for 20 or 30 seconds. And then relax, and we could do 4 or 5 that way. So either short oscillations, press, release for maybe 30 seconds, or a longer hold. But it's pretty nice. You can work this all the way up your tight spots on your mid-back. Pretty quick relief. Maybe it's not as good as having your own private therapist, but hey, if you're in pain and you don't have anyone around to help, this can be a great start. Give it a try and see what you think. Let's get into the second exercise. For our second exercise, we're going to need a little bit of resistance tubing from the local sports store. This I picked up at Target for maybe $10 or $15. If you have a Walmart or Target or any sports store wherever you live, I'm sure they carry something similar. So I'm going to place this behind my back, kind of underneath my shoulder blades. And then what I'm going to do is come back onto the wall here. I could do it standing completely straight or a little bit of a squat. I like to do it in a little bit of a mini squat. I'm going to have my posture a little bit tall. My chin comes to level. That kind of uses my core abs a little bit. And then I'm going to do a small press forward, nothing too strong because I want to make sure that my back's going to like it. Press forward, and then my sternum right here is going to press back a little bit so that it depresses the band into the wall, right? So my line of drive is going to be my sternum pressing back a little bit. It's important that I don't push my head back or my neck back. That could make your neck sore. So I do tall posture, chin gently in, slight push forward, and then my sternum gently pushes back to depress the tubing into the wall. You'll feel your abs engage immediately. It's also a great exercise for your lower back core. Hold it for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and then gently relax. Another good detail that maybe you can't see as I'm doing this against the wall is you want your shoulders neutral. You don't want your shoulders protracted too far forward while you're doing this. You want to kind of keep them neutral. So I've got my tall posture, a little push out, a little squish back, keep my shoulders neutral, hold it for 5 or 10 seconds. And this exercise is a muscle called the serratus anterior. The serratus anterior is as important for the mid-back as the abs are for the lower back. So it's a very important muscle group. It helps support the curve of your middle back. Make sure it's pain-free. If it's too uncomfortable, maybe you start with the exercise 1 for relief. Maybe use some ice or heat, get it feeling better. And then we're going to progress into this exercise for strengthening and prevention. 5 to 10 second hold, 10 reps, and you could easily work up to doing this maybe a couple times a day. Great serratus anterior exercise. Let's get into exercise number 3. All right, let's get into our third exercise. For our third exercise, we're going to use that same band that we did for exercise number 2. And this time I'm going to put the band underneath my legs, kind of where the buttock ends and the hamstrings begin. And I'm going to set it up to where the band is in front of my biceps, like I'm ready for a front squat or overhead press. That's what I'm going to do, is an overhead press. So I go slightly up, 1, 2, 3, slightly down, 1, 2, 3. Before I do my overhead press, I want to get my low back in a nice strong position. So if I go all the way back on my tailbone, that's one extreme. All the way off my tailbone, that's another extreme. And then I find a halfway point. That's going to be your strongest position for your spine. My feet are touching the ground, chin gently tucked in, a little bit elongated with my torso. That's going to optimize my deep abs and my back muscles. As I go up, what the band wants to do is crumple my posture forward. So it takes a little bit of effort from my low back and my mid back spinal muscles to prevent that. That's a great exercise for starting to build your strength back in your mid back. It requires that your shoulder and your neck's doing okay, obviously. If it's too painful on your shoulders or your neck, it may not be the right thing for you. But we start out with maybe 8 to 12 reps. Then you rest, and then we could build up to 2 or 3 sets of 10. It's a fantastic exercise for improving your mid-back stability. You might notice that you have an instability in your mid-back if you feel like you have to pop it all the time, or if you feel like your joints or your ribs in your back are constantly going out. Those are classic signs that you may have a stability issue. Weight-bearing exercises have been clinically shown to improve the one joint muscles that stabilize the spine, and this is a great weight-bearing exercise. So give it a try, see what you think. If it's uncomfortable like any of the exercises, don't do it, try something else. But it's a great exercise for improving your mid-back strength and stability and preventing future episodes. All right, let's get into our last exercise. All right, for our last exercise, this one's going to be to improve range of motion in the mid-back or the thoracic spine. So you could lie down on your side, on your bed, a yoga mat, whatever you think's comfortable, area rug, etc. And then what I'm going to do is place my hands out in front, and then I'm going to slowly rotate back and follow my thumb with my eyes. Get to a point where I feel a stretch, and then I slowly come back. It's important that the knees and the hips kind of stay together. Sometimes I've seen where therapists will put a pillow between your knees and get you to gently squeeze that together just to hold your knees in place, right? So I go back, follow my thumb with my eyes, go as far as I can comfortably, and back again. Each rep that you do, you should be able to progressively go a little further each time. Maybe we try this 10 times, and then we can kind of get back up and reassess and see how your rotation of your thoracic spine looks. We can also flip over to the other side, of course, and do the other direction. But if you notice that turning left or twisting left when you're sitting up is painful, this is a great exercise to address left rotation. 5 or 10 reps. Keep it comfortable. Keep a nice comfortable pillow under your head while you're doing it. And expect big things, because this exercise is great. You could go from very little range of motion in your thoracic spine to much better range of motion. All right. Well, thanks for watching today's video on mid and upper back pain. I hope you got something out of it. Remember, give the exercises a try, and if they're uncomfortable or make you feel worse, don't do them, right? So don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. You can receive more videos like this in the future. We're going to try to get a video out at least maybe every week or two. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Physio Tips with Mauro.